Good morning. Welcome back to Kinetic. It's been a while since we've been in here with the vlog, so how about that? And today is Tuesday. So it is a Tech Talk Tuesday that's gonna get aired on Wednesday. This is a highly asked about topic. I get why, because I was not an early adopter of it, but a transitioner to it pretty quickly, and I have done a quick review on it. I'll put the link in the description below if you want to check it out. But today we're going to talk about the advanced usages and how I've been liking it and what to do with the Garmin Fenix. Right, I got this watch about a year and a half ago. I got it right before Lost and Found last year, and I wanted to, one, get a new Garmin. That was the main reason why. Two, I like the idea of racing cross with it and having it on me, not on the bike, and the whole transition pit thing. I always think it's hilarious that guys race cross with a computer on their bike and they pit, and either you only get half the data or you get two separate uploads. Like, that makes no sense. I thought that was quite funny and kind of ironic that generally if you're racing with a Garmin, you're a data junkie, and yet you're only going to get half of that. So it is what it is. So I like the fact that it was on me, and I also wanted to eliminate all Garmin mounts from the bikes because me being a data not junkie, I didn't want to be staring at a Garmin 100% of the time and looking down and see it there or not there, because half the time I forgot it. So I like the fact that it had no mounts, no anything, and it was just a great looking, clean cockpit of a bike. It was something that now, a year and a half later, I am very glad that I purchased. I'm very glad that I don't have anything on my bike. It's generally always on my wrist, which I like. I never forget it. I don't have to worry about it not being charged because it's always right with me. You know, I don't use it to its smart watch maximum, but I do use some of those features, especially when I am riding. I like that. So wanted to start with first, just 100% traditional Garmin features, what I use. This isn't an actual video about what it does and all of that. If you want that, go somewhere else. I'm not a tech reviewer, but these are what I use. This is what I like about it and what how I set up the screens. So we're gonna dive in. Let's open up the bike option here. And on my main screen, this is what I use pretty much 100% of the time, both for racing and for training. As I said, I'm not a big data guy, so I have the basics. I've got ride time, I've got distance, I've got speed, and I have ascent, so amount of elevation gained on the ride. That's it. Pretty basic. It's simple. There aren't a bunch of screens or boxes on the screen, so I can easily read it. I can look down. If I'm racing a mountain bike race, I need to know how far are we into the race. You know, do I need to hydrate? Do I need to eat some food? Whatever it may be, I can look down, quickly see it. I can see my mileage, and then I can see the actual elevation gain. Because sometimes we know how long that climb is, and we really are begging that it's almost done, right? So pretty basic. These are also the same things that I use for cross. Although in cross, I don't really look at it at all. I don't look down. I refrain from checking to make sure that, you know, we have 20 minutes left in the race, 10 minutes left in the race, whatever. It's like, just go hard. Usually the race has a clock counter there too, but I do race with it because afterward I like to see all that data, see the actual race time. Did we race for 57 minutes? Did we race for an hour and 7 minutes? Did we, you know, do 18 miles, 16 miles, elevation of 900 feet? Some races this year we've had like close to 1,800 feet of elevation gain over the hour. So lots of cool things that you can pull from it afterwards, upload to Strava, do whatever you want, Garmin Connect. So although I use it and I do look at some data post-race, I don't look at it while I'm in the race. But screen number 2 of the bike feature, I've got set up with all of my training data. I've got power, I've got lap power. Ironically, I have heart rate on here. I don't actually ever train with a heart rate monitor, so I'm not entirely sure why I have that on there. And then I have actual time of day. I like this feature because although you're in the bike screen, you can't always go back to the main analog clock watch face. What generally ends up happening when I do that is that I would go back to the watch face. I'll do the entire ride and I'll be like, oh man, it's this time, cool. This now looks like it always does in everyday usage of the watch, and so then I'll forget to stop the bike portion behind, and then I'll be like, oh wow, you have a 23-hour ride. So I try not to ever do that. So I like having the time of day feature in the second screen of that. Next up in the bike, you've got your map. This is a Fenix 3. Like I said, I got this before the 5 came out. This does not have turn-by-turn direction with street names. It doesn't have a preloaded map. So it just sort of shows you a shows you a route and guidance of where you've been and where you're going. So next up, that's actually it. Those are the 3 features on the bike screen. There you go. You can obviously go deeper. You can put, I think, up to 5 or 6 data fields on each screen. I like to run it pretty basic. It works well. It's simple. I don't like data. I'm not a numbers guy. I do it because I have to in certain aspects of training and racing, but I don't geek out on normalized power and this power for 3 seconds and this for 25 seconds and where I've gone and done this and where I've gone and done this. It's pretty simple. Like, go ride your bike, have fun. And that was 100% the reason why I went to a watch base, is because I don't stare at it as much as I used to with this Garmin. Because I just hated that. I'm like, man, look at where I'm going, la-di-da-di-da, and there's all this great stuff around you that's happening, and you're looking at your freaking computer screen at your stem. So let's dive out of the bike feature. A lot of people are interested in what I use other than the bike stuff for my extracurricular activities and day-to-day things. So of the data screens, boom, hang tight. All right, we're back. Now business is open. I tried my best to get this all done before, but didn't quite happen. So now you have entertainment in the back, YouTube of cross races. So make sure to keep your focus here, not back there. Now the phone's gonna be ringing. Don't worry about it. These guys got it. Back to what we were talking about. The other features outside of the bike usages. Starting from the top, we're just gonna go with our basics. XC ski. No, I don't actually do that, so we don't. But I have tried the ski feature before. I wouldn't say that it was something that I would have to, make happen. It did a pretty good job of tracking when you're on the chairlift or actual descending on the actual run. So when you kept track, it counted the number of runs you did. That was a cool little feature. Nothing to really write home about. I'm really not that much. Again, I think I've said this about 5 times. That much of a tech nerd, but it was a cool feature. Climbing, I don't climb or hike. I don't run inside, definitely not. Bike, I do. Bike indoor, I have used this feature before when I'm riding the old rollers. It's really nice, it's simple. It does your distance. You do have to have a wheel sensor on your bike, which I don't have. So realistically, I'm actually just using this as a stopwatch. So that's it, but it's easy. It's got 2 screens on it. I can run with just using a stopwatch, and if I have actually wanted to get a hub pod to put on it, could do that, but I don't. Swim, yeah, definitely don't do that. Open water or pool, definitely. Mandatory triathlon, nope. I do use the Find iPhone feature. This is something that I actually enlightened these guys on recently. One of them lost their phone, and I said, hey, use your watch. So that's a cool feature. Even if your phone's on silent, on do not disturb, on anything, you hit the button, it sends out a really unique tone. It's like a so I do like that option. I use that quite frequently. Golf, that is no, I'm not a tech golf nerd guy. That's definitely no zone there. That's where I go to take vacation and just have fun and enjoy the day. Rowing, nope, walking. So that's really it for bike or activity features. But in the we'll say the day-to-day usage, what do I do? How do I use it? I use an analog watch, and I have an altimeter and a date. I do connect it to my phone via Bluetooth, so I get text and phone call through this. You can answer a phone call. You cannot reply to a text. Got the good old compass. I like that. It's cool to see know where you're going. I got my altimeter. That's cool, and it also shows you the last 4 hours. It's cool to see that profile. So I do use that altimeter. Barometer, I actually don't know how to read barometric pressure, but it does have it here, and it's a cool little feature. Shows you what you've been doing, where you've been going. And then actual temperature. This is something that I find is very inaccurate because it's based upon your partial body temperature, if you're wearing a jacket, environment temperature. So although it sounds like a great thing, it's really not actually that accurate or useful, but I keep it on there. Of course, your steps, that's the basis of fitness these days. Everybody thinks that the more they walk, the fitter they are, so I gotta count my steps. Thus far, I've gotten 1,127 today. Then back to the watch. So as you can see, I run it pretty basic. I like things very minimalist. I find this to be more accurate than the Edge series. I previously owned a 510. I was extremely unhappy with that, so I wanted to go to this, and I'm very, very happy with everything that it does. I think that it's accurate on elevation gain. I think it's very accurate on mileage and distance and time. I think it's a winner. Plus, it does all the smartphone features. The only thing it doesn't do is talk to text. It does have Garmin Pay on here like Apple Pay does, the new versions. It even does wrist-based heart rate on the new versions. Mine does not, but the 5 Plus and the 5S, actually the 5S and the 5S Plus, 5X. I'm talking iPhones and 5Ss. 5X and 5X Plus, they both have wrist-based heart rate as well. I think it's pretty good. It's a great basic function if you don't want to wear a heart rate strap. You get a clean contact on the wrist. I'd say that it's 95% accurate. My favorite feature is that, again, it's not right in front of me. It gets me everything I need, and I never forget it realistically. I always used to forget my Garmin for on the bike, and then I'd forget to charge it. I'd turn it on, you got 3%, you get 20 minutes in the ride, the thing's dead. This thing, always right there. I like it a lot. If you're looking for gifts for your loved one this holiday season, I would recommend it. If you're looking for one just for yourself, because maybe you want to have a little bit cooler setup, or do something that's a little bit different than traditional on-bike features, I would highly recommend it as well. Not sponsored by Garmin. Day-to-day usage, I love it. I think it's a very, very useful thing to have. And in the world of smartwatches now, I think it's a pretty competitive. Hopefully you enjoyed this Tech Talk Tuesday that's gonna get aired on Wednesday. It's bike related, but not quite 100% bike related, so something to mix it up for you guys. We're gonna dive back into this business, and we will see you guys tomorrow. That's a wrap. Over and out. Hopefully you get out there and enjoy the weather while you got it.